All right, shalom. Shalom to the hopefully elect. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise and the glory and the honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone and Ruel, and that teach well through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Wa Shalom, Wa Ba'arakim to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, which is scattered abroad and in every place, redeeming the time and ready to be saved. Shalom. All right. Just, viewing, current events, current events and, events that will take place. All right. Which is, prophecies. All right. And, pretty much, man, as we just saw, it's a solar eclipse, that's supposed to take place, August the 10th. All right. Which is, next month. We're currently in July, then I believe it's the 19th. All right, so July 19th, 2026. All right, so next month it's supposed to be another eclipse. All right, and remind you that it's been a lot of eclipses taking place. All right, these days, man. All right, it's not, in former times, an eclipse was, rare. All right. But now we're having them, more and more. All right. You know why? Because this is the time that Yahweh Shai, spoke about. All right. Or that the prophecies or the prophets, prophesied about, man. All right. And these are the signs, tokens. All right. But they're not for everybody. All right. They're for the elect. That's what's so beautiful about it. Because you got to understand that you got billions of people on the planet and they're seeing these, things, these signs, but they have no clue, all right, of what they indicate. All right, so only the elect, you hopefully elect out there, know exactly what these signs mean. All right, and mean what? All right, to and speaking to myself first and foremost, to get buckle down, strap up. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. In the book of Romans. Book of Romans, chapter 13, 11. It says, and that knowing the time, there you go. You see, we know what time it is. That's why when you read in the book of 1 Corinthians, all right, because like I said, these signs are for the elect. They're not for everybody. They're not for all of Israel. All right, but they're only for the elect of Israel. Okay? The Lord has set these signs up for you. Man, just think about that, man. That's amazing, man. That the Lord, he set these wonders up in the heavens and even wonders on the earth for you. Because this is his warning for you. He's not worried about the rest of Israel. He's not worried about the heathens. He's setting up these signs for you. So, when we see these things, our eyes get, man, that alarm goes off. You can, your spirit, you can feel it in your spirit. That the Lord is like, okay, look, I'm like, look, I'm on my way. You can just feel it in your spirit. When we see these signs, ain't no, it just, you can feel it in your spirit, man. Like, hey, yo, this is it. You know, this is it. This is the time that Yahweh Shai prophesied about. These are the signs that he set up for us, so that we can, hey, stay focused. All right, but let me get that First Thessalonians, because the scripture said in Romans 13 that knowing the time, right? And where is it? How do we know the time? All right, this is 1 Thessalonians 5:1. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you." Right, we already know. All right, and how? Because of the signs that we're seeing, that's being revealed in the heavens. All right, that's why I read again. It said, "But of the times and the seasons." Yahweh Shai, he spoke about the signs of the times. All right, that's important to know. Okay, he said, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren." Who is brethren? You hopefully elect that, you men, you prophets, He said, "Brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." All right, you have no need that I write unto you. We already know. So going back to Romans 13:11, he says, "And that knowing the time," all right, we know what time it is. All right, "And that knowing the time, that now it is a high time to awake out of sleep." All right, get more involved in the ministry. And like I said, I'm speaking first and foremost to myself. It says, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. That's right. We see these signs. We see the signs that show us that. Okay? Said, for now is our salvation, which is Yahweh Shai, nearer than when we believed. You see? It said, the night is far spent. The day is at hand. All right? The prophecies. Okay? We see we see these prophecies are everywhere, man. It said, the night is far spent. The day is at hand. That's right. Let us therefore cast off the work of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light, which is this whole truth. All right? Because the armor, it's an armor, it's a defense for us, this truth. All right? So, like I said, these signs that we're seeing, all right, is signs for the elect. Okay, let's get this right here. It's this one right here.
Top 3 colognes every man should have in 2025. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, a fresh blend of...
We do have some breaking news to get to overseas. A 5.9 magnitude earthquake in New Zealand this morning has triggered a tsunami advisory. Authorities are urging people to get to higher ground. Marcus Moore is tracking the very latest developments. Marcus, what do you know?
Well, Stephanie, we know that the tsunami advisory came after a warning was downgraded. So that's some potentially good news that they have said that this now not a warning, instead of an advisory, that there could be some strong currents there. This 5.9 magnitude quake hitting this morning. The epicenter near Christchurch, it's on the southern tip of the island nation. Authorities there, as you mentioned, had urged people to get to higher ground. We're still waiting for word on if there's been any damage or injuries there. Stephanie, officials so still in that initial response. But we do know from the USGS that this quake happened just after 9 o'clock local time there in New Zealand. And of course, New Zealand sits on that ring of fire, which is an area of the Pacific that accounts for some 90% of the world's earthquakes. Stephanie.
All right, Marcus, thank you so much for that update.
All right, see that? Now you heard it first from Yahweh Shai, man. All right? And I'm going to read it right here in Matthew 24:7. It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdoms against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places." All right? We're seeing that. And like he said, those earthquakes are causing tsunamis. Yahweh Shai spoke about that too. All right? What's that? Luke 21. All right? Salaki. All right, this is Luke. Let me see. Luke 21:25, it says, and this is Yahweh Shai again, he said, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon." You see that? And the eclipse is a great, example of that. All right, so there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. All right, and upon the earth, the stress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. All right, that's them tsunamis. All right. All right, I'm reading NLT. It says, "And there shall be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And here on earth, the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas." You see that? Perplexed by the roaring seas and strange tides. Whoo! All right? And when you go into that word, tide is what? It's tides are the regular alternating rise and fall of the sea surface caused by a gravitational pull of the moon and the sun's earth oceans. All right. Okay. Yes, I can get back. Yeah, God damn it. Damn thing. But yeah, pretty much. Damn thing acting up, man. All right. Yeah, back in Luke 21:25. Let me see something. back in NLT, it says, and there will be strange signs in the sun, moon, and stars. And here on earth, the nations will be in turmoil, perplexed by the roaring seas and the strange tides. You see? So, hey, we're witnessing what the Lord has been speaking about all along. You know? But yeah, man, what is that? But like I said, these signs are signs for the elect. Okay? You know, that's what the disciples, they asked for the signs. When you go back to Luke 24 and 3, Matthew 24 and 3, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? The end of Esau world. All right. You see, so the disciples wanted to know. And Yahushua, he didn't hold that back from him. He told them. All right. Which were the words that I just went into. You see? So you hopefully elect, you know, hey, give glory and honor to Yahweh Shema Shah, man. We shall all be, because he's that's mercy, man. He's giving us signs that he's on his way. All right? So that we can, you know, buckle down and prepare. The scripture talk about how the bride made herself ready. All right? What you think that's talking about? So yeah, Lord, when it was edifying. Till next time, I say shalom.